everybody, my name is Marshall and I wanted to thank you all so much for joining me on what I am going to call the Pagan Palate. You may have seen me in one of Travis's videos on the Pagan Scholar channel because I like to muscle in like any self-respecting boyfriend would, but I have decided that I am going to leave him be in that endeavor and start my own, and so here we are. In that video, we talked about Mabon, or the Autumnal Equinox. It's kind of the black sheep of the Wheel of the Year, because everybody knows, hey, it's Mabon, but now what? We talked about it being the second harvest, the idea of the mother becoming the crone and moving towards death. And that's really wonderful and all, but I am all about manifesting in real life. I want to make sure that I have different symbols in my life that remind me, not necessarily just the time of the year, but where we've come from and where we're going. So, where have we come from? We have come from the summer. And here in Texas, it's been a long, hot summer. Granted, not as hot as some of the summers that we've had in the past, but hey, you know, it's still Texas. So, we've come from the summer. The fruits of the summer. In Travis's video, we talked about mincemeat, which is a really, really delicious, it's jam, it's dried fruit, it's booze. I mean, it's all sorts of wonderful things all rolled into one that you can use for Yule cooking. You can use it for Samhain maybe even as well. It's more traditionally for the winter, for Christmas, but hey, use it however. Or don't even use it. You don't have to. It's not everybody's bag. Where are we going? Well, we're heading on towards autumn. We're heading on towards winter. We're heading on towards the time when we will not be able to harvest things. My desire for the season was to take what we've had, take the knowledge of where we're going, and try and meld the two. We did that with the mincemeat, with the fruits of the summer that we put into a jammy substance that we're going to use for Yule cooking. We can do it for savory things as well. And so for this first installment of my actual channel, I'm going to show you how to make something I guess you could consider a condiment. It's an ingredient for other things, but it's still really wonderful. It looks good on your shelf while it's preserving itself. I think you'll really enjoy it. Preserved lemons. This probably doesn't look too appetizing, and I do not blame you for thinking that. It's kind of cloudy, it's got a lot of little bits and pieces in it, and things that vaguely look like lemons. That's okay, that's okay. It's a preserve. It's not meant to look like the actual item that it was before. It's meant to recall that. It's the intention behind it, if you will. We have, in this particular recipe right here, I had various things, various spices that were kind of savory. Some things that you might not think would be necessarily all that savory. Put cinnamon in here. But if you look at the flavor base of Northern Africa or Morocco, which is where we see origins of preserved lemon, you will see that they use lemon, like whole lemon. They use lemons in things. They use parsley, which is kind of like a garnish, of course, and they use cumin. I didn't have cumin in this one, or at least I don't think I did. I don't really remember. Doesn't matter. This is one that I made a long time ago, about a month ago, maybe a little bit more. It's been sitting on a shelf since then. It looks kind of strange, but that's okay. I'm going to show you how I made this. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what you can do with it. It is not something that I would normally think would be something you would, you know, just eat like out of the jar. Now, lemon curd, if you made lemon curd, that'd be a different story, but even then, don't eat too much of that because it's not good for you. So we're going to be making a wonderful condiment that you can use in autumn stews, winter stews, that will bring up, that will call forth the memories of summer. It will have the fruits of the summer that will just kind of, it'll produce this haunting glow of lemony goodness. Here in the next little bit, I'm going to show you and tell you how you can make your very own preserved lemons. Okay, so for starters, please forgive the voiceover. I live in a house with many people and there are many things going on, so this is the easiest way to show you what I had for you, which is preserved lemons. It is a Moroccan-inspired preserve. It takes the fruits of the summer, as we were discussing, plus spices, plus salt, and it preserves them for use in future dishes. That's kind of the theme for this right now for our Mabon dishes. So, hey, let's get started. First off, we're going to show you the spices that we're going to be using for these lemons. I'm using about 3 large lemons, and they will fit very snugly in that wonderful little pint jar. We are going to use stick cinnamon. We're going to use a melange of peppercorns. I love pink peppercorns. We're using cardamom pods, which we're going to crush. I have cumin seed and cloves, only a few cloves in there. And now we have the mustard seeds, which are black and yellow. I'm using the mixture because it looks better. And of course, we're going to need some salt, because salt will help in the preserving process and make it tasty. As I said, 3 large lemons, and we are going to make sure that we wash them clean. Make sure that they are clean before you put them in. If we need to, we're going to put lemon juice in to top it off. So, to start, you're going to cut off the little stem end of the lemon, and because this part is actually what we're going to be eating. Now, as I said, make sure it's clean, because the lemon juice will kill things, but it won't get rid of grit. You're going to cut off the little stem end, put it to the side, and now we're going to cut whatever pattern you like. You can chop it up like that. You can chop it in slices. It looks really pretty in the jar. However, I choose to chop it in a little star pattern. Now, make sure that you do not cut all the way through the lemon, because we want it to kind of retain a little bit of shape, have a little bit of a piece that we can pull it off of. You can cut it just twice, like this, but I cut it 4 times. So you'll have like an 8-pointed star on your lemon. And it will just have a bunch of crevices for the salt to go into and the spices. And there we go. It'll fan out a little bit. It's not really going to matter when we push all the lemons in there. And now you're going to do all the rest of your lemons. Congratulations! You have just sliced up all your lemons. They're kind of falling apart. They're kind of juicy. But that's good. That's a good thing, because the lemon juice is what's going to be the magic of this recipe. It makes the pith edible. Now, we're going to take our cardamom pods. You know I love my mortar and pestle. Zzz. And crush them up. You're going to open them up and you don't have to get all the seeds out, because we're just putting them in the jar with it. Just make sure that they're opened up so that it can get at the seeds themselves. Now we need our jar and our salt. We are going to take the lemons and fill them with salt. Oh, by the way, if you have rings on, I recommend taking them off, because you don't know what the lemon juice will do to it. So you're going to open it up just a tad and get some salt in there. This is going to help the lemon juice leach out. The salt will pull the lemon juice out and into the jar. Now, of course, we're going to be squeezing them down in there anyway, so you don't really need to worry about getting the salt too far down there. However, the salt will also help with the flavor. It will take a lot of the sweetness out of the lemon, but that's just the thing. You're just kind of going for the haunting flavor of lemon. So the salt will be down in there. You can squeeze it together and push it into the jar, and then you're going to do the rest of them. Let's start adding some of the spices. Oh, wash my hands. You can add the spices to the salt. Some people do it this way, but I don't think that it's all that necessary. It might have a little bit different flavor, but I'm going to do it this way and it'll work just fine. So we press all the lemons down in there. Yes, and you see that there's a bunch of juice coming out. This is totally what you want. You want all the juice to come out. Acid breaks things down. Salt helps to take liquid out and preserve. What we're going to have here is a simultaneous breaking down of the lemons and a preserving of the lemons. Seems kind of counterintuitive, but trust me, it works and it's wonderful. So we've got all the juice in there, we've got all the spices in there, and they're going to start kind of pickling themselves. Oh, forgot the cinnamon. I forgot the cinnamon. Just jam them in there. It's okay. It'll just help to produce this wonderfully aromatic warmness, whatever word you want to use. So now that took up a little bit more space. I am going to top it off with some more lemon juice. My lemons didn't produce as much juice as I wanted. I'm going to top it off. This is a little cloudy because it is in fact plastic lemon. It's juice. It is in fact juice. It is not concentrate. That is important. So we're going to use lemon juice, and it will top off our jar. I'm going to put a little bit more of the salt in there because salt is a good thing. I enjoy salt immensely. You don't have to put all of it in there. Like, I don't need to, oh, spilled some salt. Remember, toss it over your shoulder. Keep the demons at bay. All right, so now, oh, it's a little full, but that's okay. You can just clean the side, seal your jar, and make sure that all of the juice covers all of the lemons. Now, if there is a little air pocket at the top, that's okay. Just make sure that the air is touching lemon juice rather than having large parts of the lemon uncovered by the juice. And now I'm going to show you some lemons that I made about a month before. We're going to take them out, we're going to slice them up and show you the texture. Now, these were cut the same way, but see, that just came off. I didn't have to do anything. I just pulled it out. There it is. It is ready to go. You're going to pull out all of the flesh of the lemon. Seems counterintuitive, but we're actually eating the pith and the rind. It is what is going to help impart wonderful flavor. It feels kind of slimy, feels like rotten flesh maybe. Slice it up. It's not really a snack per se, but hey, give it a shot. You'll taste all the wonderful aromatic spices. And at this point, I'm actually going to use Travis as a guinea pig. So Travis, my darling, this is preserved lemon.
Okay.
It is a Moroccan-inspired, I'm going to almost call it a condiment, because we are going to be putting this into things. This is not meant to be a snack, but as I know that you really enjoy lemon, he really enjoys lemon.
Yeah.
He eats them like apples. I would let you try it. This is one that I made a lot earlier. There's bay leaf, there's cinnamon, there's mustard seeds, and peppercorns. It's a little bit more savory than the one that I just made.
Okay.
But I figured I'd let you give it a shot and tell everybody what it feels like and looks like and smells like and whatnot.
If I didn't know this was lemon, I would say it looks like squash. It has that same yellow, kind of like rippled look texture. And it smells really good.
Okay.
With these spices, it smells very warm, spicy, like not warm, like hot spicy. Like there's the cinnamon, I guess, would make it warm, but the mustard makes it burn a little bit more.
And the peppercorns. And the peppercorns.
That's what it is. It has a sticky kind of a not moldy.
Gummy bears in a hot car.
There's more of an organic texture to it than gummy bear. It's got a very like ripened organic feel to it.
Okay.
I'm very bad at describing texture. So anyways, all right, moment of truth.
Okay. What?
What yellow magic is this? Oh my god.
Oh, darling.
No, never mind.
Now this is not something that is regularly a snack.
It's so good.
So it's not something that's regularly a snack, although if you have a lemon fan, maybe it will be. This is something that I plan on putting into a stew, or...
Something I plan on having you make more.
No, there's one on the shelf. So, it's something that I'm going to put into stews, something that goes into a dish called a tagine. I have a tagine. Not everybody needs to go out and buy themselves a tagine. Mine was actually a gift. A tagine is a clay vessel. It has a conical lid. You might have seen them before. They're meant to be cooked on the stove, and it's basically a Moroccan slow cooker. Mm-hmm. But if you look for recipes of a tagine, it's actually a dish, like, it's called a tagine and the dish is called tagine. If you look for recipes, one of the things that you will find in the recipes, like, more often than not, is preserved lemons. The cool thing about that is, you know how to make preserved lemons. Yeah. Which will mean that autumn, Samhain, Yule, and beyond is going to be awesome. And you will have memories of summer in the preserved lemons that we just made.
It tastes like sunshine.
It tastes like sunshine, he says.
It tastes like autumn sunshine, actually. Because the lemons, they weren't lemons, what was it for the Litha video that we did? It was not cantaloupe, but something with lemon juice. Peaches.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
you did nectarines.
Nectarines, okay.
Nectarines.
Nectarines lemon juice tastes like sunshine in the summer, but this tastes like sunshine
in the autumn.
Yes.
I really recommend that you give this a shot. It's a very savory condiment, I'll say. Or as Clarissa Dixon Wright would say, a tracklement. Look that word up. It's a very interesting word. It is something that you can do. It takes very little time. It sits on your shelf for a month, yes, but it's totally worth it for adding something lemony and fun to your winter stews. If you make something of this nature, please do share. I would love to see that. And in the meantime, I ask that may you never hunger and may you never thirst. And thank you so much for joining me.